Now, you know I don't like this guy's intros, so we're not going to talk about them. But what we are going to talk about is the word Jeranism. Do you know what the word Jeranism actually means? I think you'll be surprised. So let's break it down. JERAN is the guy's name. Ism on the end of a word means theology. Theology is another word for religion. Jeranism equals JERAN's religion. Is flat earth JERAN's religion? You tell me.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today, a short one. To start, you may have seen this week that Trump, like so many presidents before him, has decided to throw more money away by giving it to NASA. You can make up your own minds, but NASA is nothing more than a fraud organization who lies to the American public and its employees, including engineers and scientists, as well as pretty much corrupting the minds of the entire world. Stay tuned and I'll tell you how I think they fake space and who was the originator of it, and I'll just kind of give you an overview of where my research is headed if you want to possibly look into it as well. So now, the Trump announcement of his big deal with NASA. Enjoy.
So the potter's calling the kettle black, and he's saying that NASA is a fraud and that NASA are liars. And the fact is, I've caught this guy out many times, and I've documented it in my last 4 videos, and there'll be many more to come. The fact is, he's been telling lies, he's pulling the wool over people's eyes, and he's making money out of it, which, I don't know, you can take that any way you like. But he's calling NASA a fraud and NASA liars without any proof whatsoever other than this propaganda that he spews out, which isn't proof at all, it's just propaganda and lies. And there's no documented evidence whatsoever. So next he does a really bad impersonation of Trump and spews more propaganda.
My fellow Americans, this week in the company of astronauts, I join them for a swim in their pool. It's huge. They showed me how they have deceived the world for almost 60 years, pretending to be in space when really their rockets go nowhere. Though it looks easy to fake satellites, spacewalks, Mars rovers, and the ISS Live, it's not cheap. I authorize billions so you can continue to believe in space. You're welcome.
So while Jeranism's going to talk crap about NASA, I'm going to tell you some of the things that they've done that help humanity. New applications for light-emitting diodes like massages and growing plants, infrared ear thermometers, artificial limbs, ventricular assistance devices, anti-icing systems for transportation. They've improved highway safety by inventing a type of groove that goes in the tarmac that actually increases grip. Improved radial tyres, chemical detection, video enhancing and analysis systems, landmine removal, fire-resistant reinforcements, firefighting gear, temper foam, enriched baby foods, portable cordless vacuums, freeze-drying technology, harnessing solar energy. They were involved in the invention of the solar panel and the improvement of that technology. Pollution remediation, water purification, better software, structural analysis, refrigerated internet-connected wall ovens, powdered lubricants, improved mine safety, food safety systems. They've all contributed to these, and there's many, many more. This was just a quick list.
All right, well, thank you, Donald Trump. So at the end of this video, you can click the video link if you want to watch the interview that I did a few days ago with Cindy Holland. She was a former NASA employee who worked at Edwards Air Force Base, who just had some interesting things to say about her employment. And now I've seen some comments and even some videos saying that either I'm lying or Cindy's lying. People are just not really using their heads. What would be the motive for either Cindy or I to lie during that interview?
Well, I don't know about Cindy, but let's see what motivates Jeranism to pursue flat Earth. So I've brought Jeranism's channel up on Social Blade so we can see some statistics, and they can give us a rough idea of his estimated monthly earnings. I mean, this is really only calculated out. It can vary wildly within this range, but we could just round it around to the middle, like middle road, you know, average it out, get the mean between those two numbers, and it's probably around, you know, $1,000 US a month. So he makes $1,000 US a month out of telling fibs and bagging out NASA from YouTube earnings. Okay, let's see how much he makes on Patreon. So here's Jeranism's Patreon account, and as you can see, he's got 47 patrons, and they're pledging $565 a month between them. And that's actually more than it was previously. Now, this is extremely frustrating to see that people are wasting their money on somebody who is not trying to get to the truth, who obviously is operating a deception through his YouTube channel. We all know, and I've told you at the beginning of the video, the meaning of Jeranism, the fact that it's the guy's name, and ism more or less means theology, which is religion. Is flat earth his religion? You know? Yet people are pledging money to him. So this is the motivation, $1,600 a month. So I know I wouldn't need a day job if I was making this much out of YouTube telling porky pies. Something says shill, I don't know why.
I simply saw an article on the web that mentioned her and got in contact with her and asked her to come on my show and talk about it. So I've actually seen people making videos saying this video doesn't prove anything, which is exactly right. It doesn't prove anything. Nobody claimed that it did. But what it does prove is that somebody who worked at NASA for 14 years is able to now see maybe there's some lies involved and has become a flat earther. That is pretty significant if you ask me. So besides that, you're absolutely right. Everything she said was what is called hearsay. It is not admissible. It's not proof of anything. Now, after Cindy saw some of the comments I'm talking about and some of the other videos, she did send me a few documents and photographs proving her employment there. And if you go to that video that's linked at the end of this and go to the first comment, the link is there. You can head over to a Google Slides presentation that shows all the documents that she sent me. So one interesting thing is that maybe this is causing other former NASA employees to speak out. I don't know. I found these 4 interviews with former NASA employees on a site called Clickhole. So I'll let you watch those and then I'll talk to you right after they're done.
For 12 years I've worked at NASA, and in the last few years I get these jackasses like this Jeranism guy coming up telling me that NASA's fake, NASA says lies, NASA's like committing fraud and ripping off the taxpayers and all this other horse shit. Me and my colleagues, we do nothing but great work. Putting man in space, doing great stuff for humanity, and I just can't believe that assholes like him exist. In the early years of NASA, people really had faith in us. The public was really behind us. Everybody was behind us. And we made so much good ground and made so many great achievements for humanity. We gave humanity so many things. And I just can't believe now there's these guys like this Jeranism guy, and he just bags out NASA and says lots of nasty shit to us, and I just don't like it. It's just lies, man. It's just lies. We do great stuff. And I've been told this is one of his viewers, and we just do great work. Here's a picture of another of his viewers. I just don't like what he does to us, man. Talking shit. I just can't believe it. Over the years, we've come to know that there's these conspiracy theorists and flat earthers like this Jeranism guy, and they produce videos and they reel people in. You know, they get them hook, line, and sinker. And I just can't believe that people would do that and be so dishonest and talk shit about NASA. They're just liars. They're just liars, I'm telling you. I just can't believe that they do that. They're making money out of telling lies. It's just ridiculous. They should ban them from YouTube.
Now I'm not so sure about those interviews. I don't think they really prove anything.
Since the shoe's on the other foot, so I can feel a paranoid rant coming
Now,
on.
before I go, let me tell you what I am looking at research-wise. I'm looking into Dr. James Gates. He's the one that found the computer code in the equations that we use for the universe, code written by Claude Shannon. Do some research on him, and you will see that he worked right along with Vannevar Bush and Rockefeller. And Bush is the one, of course, who started the Manhattan Project. He's also responsible for the National Science Foundation. Also was a very early chairman of NACA, which became NASA. So, where am I going with this?
Hell
Well,
in a
I think
handbasket?
space is probably a computer code written in the 1940s and stuck into a computer long ago to fool the world. Now, who knows if that's true, but I'm going to keep digging. So, it's either the universe that NASA has been hiding from us is nothing more than computer code put into a computer in the 1940s, or if that's not the case, then it looks like the creator and all of us involved are all a simulation that has been programmed into a computer at an undetermined time in the past. That sounds a little bit crazy to me. I think
Possibly,
what makes more
but what
sense
you
is
think's
that
more crazy.
men out there wanted to do something pretty wicked to gain control, and they saw an opportunity to put that code
C plus
into
or
play.
basic or what?
And because NASA's the only one that goes up there and can investigate these claims, well, they'll forever be right until somebody can get up there and measure how big is Saturn, how far away is the sun. But as long as we're depending on NASA, we can keep expecting their facts and figures to be held up as the reality that we're stuck with for now. But I'm going to keep digging. Join me if you want. But be kind to each other. Don't lie to each other. And open your mind because there's truth inside. Until next time, this has been Jeranism. Peace!
So, Jeranism's done it again. Gone off on a paranoid, delusional mind bender over the words and ideas of a theoretical physicist. Yes, you heard it right. Theoretical. Not fact. Theoretical. Just an idea. So somebody had an idea based on some other proven facts possibly to actually extend on what we know about matter and the universe. It is only a theory. It's an idea. It's a suggestion. But Jeranism's taken it as fact, and now it's part of this big conspiracy that it's a code written for space in the 1940s. Well, in fact, I'll tell you now, computers in the 1940s only done mathematical equations. They couldn't give you imagery of space. They couldn't do complex things like that. They just done large mathematical equations, and that was it. So to suggest that computers in the 1940s or a computer in the 1940s was programmed up with this so-called code that created space or whatever is just pure and utter madness. So, in contrast to what Jeranism says, there is no conspiracy, there is no lies. He's just latching onto some tidbit of information and running with it again. There's nothing there. There's no proof of anything. He has no proof. He's just running with it, making a sensational story out of it. Skeptical people are buying the whole thing, and some of them pledge money to him on Patreon or give him donations through PayPal, and many others subscribe and watch his videos. But it doesn't prove anything. And I honestly feel that Jeranism is actually mocking the Flat Earth community with the name of his channel, Jeranism, JERANS religion. What is he really saying? I'll leave you to answer that. Have a great day. I'll see you later.